832. Y'all already know how Jimmy J Smooth do. What's popping and what's dropping, everybody? This your boy, you know what I'm saying, Jimmy J Smooth. And I'm predicting that David Lemieux will beat Billy Joe Saunders either by KO or by dominant decision. I don't see, and that's the key word, I don't see this fight going 12 rounds, and if it do, he's going to dominate the shit out of him. I think Billy Joe Saunders, a.k.a. Billy Ho Saunders' time is up right now. So I think his time sugarcoating, holding the belt hostage is pretty much over at this point. Now, if he just so happens to beat David Lemieux, the way he will beat David Lemieux is pretty much outboxing him, using the jab and putting him on his ass a couple of times. But if he cannot do either one, he will pretty much be out of there. Or be dominated to the point to where by the time round 12 happens, his will be taken away. What's popping and what's dropping? Brother Zeke out of the UK. Don't play. Brother Zeke. You know what I'm saying? So what's popping and what's dropping? So, but again, I don't see Billy Joe Saunders beating David Lemieux. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see it. Now, if he does, he's gonna have to beat him with the jab and put him on his ass a couple of times. Because number one, he's going in neutral territory, so he's not used to neutral territory. So the Canadian judges is gonna go with the Canadian fighter. You know what I'm saying? The only way Billy Joe Saunders will beat him is he cannot give up a round whatsoever. He cannot take a round off, and it's got to be so dominant to where the judges cannot cheat him. I think it's raining out here in Houston, but it is what it is. And it's cold as fuck out here. And I hate Houston cold weather, but it's that time of the year to where we get cold. And toward the end of the month, we get back right. So it is what it is. But back to what I was saying. The only way Billy Joe Saunders win this fight decisively, he's got to dominate every round. Hopefully he can get a knockout because David Lemieux does have a suspect chin, but I don't see it happening. Hopefully it do. Now, with that all that being said, I'm rooting for Billy Joe Saunders to win this fucking fight. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm rooting for Billy Joe Saunders, but as a boxing fan, I don't see him beating David Lemieux. You know what I'm saying? Because the reality factor of this is they want Canelo to find a way out of that Triple G rematch, or at least delay the Triple G rematch. This is Oscar De La Hoya's plan. If David Lemieux can win this fight, hook or crook, it will happen. If it can happen in the hook and crook. So the reality factor is the only way he would win this fight clearly, Billy Joe Saunders, that is he outboxes them to the point to where they can't cheat him, or he's gonna have to knock him out, which again I don't see happening. But the plan for Golden Boy Promotions, because this is going to be a Golden Boy fight, the plan for Golden Boy is get out of the David Lemieux, get out of the Triple G versus get out of the Triple G Canelo fight, delay the Triple G fight one more time. You know what I'm saying? Get David Lemieux in the match versus Canelo, particularly around Cinco de Mayo, and then fight. And thank you, Janine Fester. What's popping and what's dropping? Much love to you. Much love to you. I'm a hardcore pro wrestling fan. What's popping and what's dropping? So, love all 5 of y'all subscribers. This is the most subscribers I done had in one room today. This is surprising me. But I love all y'all people that done came up, all 5, 3. However many people are in this motherfucker, because I don't see every subscriber up in here. So, much love to you. But I'm versed in MMA and boxing. So, you know what I'm saying? I understand combat sports. You know what I'm saying? So, you see 5 up in here. Okay, what's popping? You know what I'm saying? But however many people in this mug, David Lemieux, the plan is to get Canelo versus David Lemieux, and then fight Triple G around September, because the fight is in demand. So you don't want to put him in against a monster, much respect to you again, you don't want to put him in there against a monster. So, because Triple G is a monster. Let's not get it twisted. Now, with that being said, I felt Triple G lost the fight. I've reviewed the fight multiple times, and my conclusion is Canelo won the fight by 2 rounds. Now, if you had him winning the fight by more than that, then I don't know what your mental capacity is. I'm also not going to argue with anybody who went for Triple G. But whoever you felt that won the fight, you cannot call it a robbery whatsoever. It was not a robbery. The 18 to 110 score was a fucked up score. You know what I'm saying? So the score was fucking wide. That's too fucking wide of a fucking score. So I'm also going to be live tomorrow with my boy Craig, so please listen in to that. We're going to be talking about a diverse array of topics also, which includes sports, the Lorenzen Wright murder as well. So please stay tuned for that. We should do it somewhere around the morning time in the States. So it is what it is. But you call it Jan, so that's it is. Well, right now it's not so hot. It's cold right now, and this is not the norm. Well, this is the norm for this time of the year. But by the time January hits, you're gonna have that bipolar weather. 4 days of cold weather, 3 days of warm weather. So it's gonna get back right. So it is what it is. But the plan for Golden Boy is to fight David Lemieux so he can get that WBO title and fight for an undisputed championship. That's what I think Golden Boy is looking for, to make that a bigger fight than what it is. So it is what it is. So if that happens, so that's the reason why this fight versus David Lemieux and Billy Joe Saunders is important. Because in the grand scheme of things, they want Golden Boy to get another middleweight champion. And what better way to get a middleweight champion is to get David Lemieux versus Canelo. And once he fights Canelo, it's going to be on Cinco de Mayo. He's either going to be in Las Vegas or a closer area. Snowing off here in New York City. That's what's up. I'm going to have to come back to New York City. Some very beautiful women in New York City. And some cool ass people. I get none but love everywhere I go. But New York is one of those places I get none but love for you. You know, people call people from New York rude, but I didn't see that rudeness popping and dropping out there. So it is what it is. But yeah, again, I felt that that David Lemieux, y'all definitely the best. Not Washington D.C. Yeah, now I'm gonna say this. I got a bone to pick with Washington D.C. It's some rude motherfuckers in Washington D.C. Let's just keep it a $110. It's some motherfuckers out there in Washington, D.C. I experienced more rudeness in Washington, D.C. than I ever did with New York. But New York people showed me nothing but love. Now, it's cold as shit out there. I'm going to tell you about New York, because I remember one time, it was at the end of September. And in New York, it starts getting cold right at the end, very end. At first, it was warm. It was like a fucking sauna up in the end of right near the end of September. And then the last 2 days last 2 days up in New York City, that motherfucker got cold as shit. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? So all of a sudden that bitch got cold as shit up in New York City. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And it was like 40 degrees, 48 degrees. And it felt like motherfucking 20 degrees out there. So that shit shocked the fuck out me. You live in the mountains. Okay. You talking about the Catskill Mountains. Or at least that's what I'm assuming. The Catskills. Yeah. It's either the Catskills or the Appalachians. Rockland County. Okay. Is that the New York metropolitan area? Is that the New York metropolitan area? Because I'm assuming it would be okay. So that's not even a metropolitan area. So you're closer to the Appalachians. I'm assuming. Well, I've traveled all over the damn United States, so I've traveled all over the United States. You know, there's some people in America that never goes outside their fucking county. That never been outside of their area, their city. There's some people that ain't even traveled within their metropolitan area. Shout out to Memphis, Tennessee. So it is what it is. But I'm thinking David Lemieux is going to win this fight. Yeah, it is. I've been to L.A., been to Miami, been to Atlanta, been to Charlotte, North Carolina, been all over this place. What's popping and what's dropping, Vic Damone Network Live? I see you over there. Live and direct in full effect out to 832. Love the love. 5 people, whether it's 5 or 500 people, I pretty much love the Harlem world. What's popping? I love me some Harlem. Love me some Harlem. So, Elm City. What's popping and what's dropping, Elm City? Peace from the Middle East. You know what I'm saying? A peace to the southeast. Or wherever part of the east you're from. I wish you nothing but peace. So I'm going to get off this live stream. I'm going to do another live stream after the fight. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully everybody be on. Shout out to the Detroit, the Big D, popping and dropping. So I'm finna go and get off this live stream. I appreciate all the people that came through this junk. So it is what it is. Once again, this your boy live and direct. In full effect out the 832. Y'all already know how I do.